let's get excited for the next presentation. Not that we don't get excited for all our presentations, but I know this next one is going to be a company and a person that a lot of you out there in the audience have been excited to hear from. Sorrento Therapeutics, ticker is SRNE, CEO, Dr. Henry G. Henry, are you out there?
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you very much, Brent.
We are so excited to have you. Our audience is always really interested in Sorrento. So why don't you take it away and tell us a little bit about the company?
All right, fantastic. Can I show the screen?
I see your screen there. It looks great.
Beautiful. Fantastic, Brent. Thank you very much. As you know, we're a public listed company. So how do you move the screen? So I don't know how to move the screen.
Let's see here. If you can't click it and it's not reacting, we can maybe get somebody on our end.
You are on your side. Click the screen for me.
Yeah, sure. And if you want to just give that person a little cue whenever we go to the next slide or whatever.
Next slide, awesome. Please.
Let's see if we can do this quick here.
It's like a frozen.
So I am getting word. Henry, stop sharing. Stop sharing and then share again, and maybe we can just kind of trick it to working.
Yeah. Okay.
And if we can't do that, I don't know if we're going to be able to help you for the slides because
no, that's fine. I can talk without the slides as well.
But try to share again and see if we can shake something loose.
Okay. Let me stop sharing, then I try to share again. Right?
Yep. Ready. Let's see.
Okay. Share. Got it.
And I saw it moving on the back end. It wants to work. Work.
Yeah. Okay. Here.
All right. Let's see if we can.
I cannot move the screen.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, that's okay.
Next slide.
Just take it away. We actually don't have your presentation, Henry. So
you don't have it? Okay,
yeah, we'll have to point people to the presentation. Maybe when you get done, you can tell people where they can find it.
Okay, so now I'm gonna talk without the screen. So
does the arrow keys work for you, Henry? Can you use like the arrow keys on your keyboard? Does that move it forward?
Yeah, I tried it.
I gotcha. All right.
Yes, that's fine. All right. Fantastic. So what we have built through the years as a full-blown, fully integrated biopharmaceutical company, and through the 12 years, from a garage, 12 years ago, we built a company with a full-blown pipeline, looked like a big pharma pipeline. We have, as of today, focusing on 4 business sides, one including the oncology side. We have a product called abivertinib, which has already finished non-small cell lung cancer pivotal clinical trials. We have about a 500 patient, being treated in the non-small cell lung cancer indication. The data is already locked, and we are right now waiting for the deep analysis of the data. We should be able to share the top line data, hopefully October. And that's the non-small cell lung cancer side. We bought the whole company called ASEA that comes with a small molecule cGMP facility with hundreds of people, very well versed in the small molecule side. And on the oncology side, we built off-the-shelf allogeneic cell therapy in the CD38-T, and we have about a dozen off-the-shelf cell therapy product to follow. That drug is right now in phase 1 and for multiple myeloma. We're also innovative in the antibody drug space. Recently, antibody drug conjugation space or ADC space is red hot, and all big pharmas buying a company with anything relates to ADC. And as soon as you get a FDA clearance on the product, they purchase for $2 to $3 billion. And that including Velos Bio acquired it for $2.7 billion for a ROR1 ADC by Merck. And we have about a dozen products under development with 4 products right now in clinical trials, either alone or with our partner. So that including CD30 ADC, patients already dosed with CD38 ADC for amyloidosis. We are working with some of the premium institution for the multiple myeloma indication, and that can be also moved into some of the liquid tumors as well. And we have a BCMA ADC, we have ROR1 ADC, we have CHOP2 ADC right now. It's already in phase 1, get a clearance in China, and we are submitted to the FDA here. So should be getting a clearance soon. That's for solid tumor. And we have oncolytic virus with next generation oncolytic virus, which we are adding the delivery of immune checkpoints, as well as some of the Treg modulators, as well as IL-12 for modulating T effector cells. So that should be getting into clinical trials very quickly. Now, we have a very large pipeline in the oncology side. The same drug, some of the drugs can be applied to autoimmune. For example, abivertinib, we have very strong animal efficacy study that shows very strong activities in lupus, which is almost no drugs there other than one of the Benlysta antibody being FDA approved, selling on the market, but not very effective. And this drugs developed by Human Genome Sciences. I used to be a postdoc over there, and Human Genome Sciences being acquired for $2.5 billion by GSK. The same drugs can be useful for the multiple sclerosis. We're showing the very strong efficacy over there. We are going to be in phase 2 for both multiple sclerosis and the lupus with this small molecule. Now, this molecule is a designer molecule, has dual functionality. One is against EGFR mutants, and we're using that against all solid tumors. But this same drugs is a BTK inhibitor, third generation BTK inhibitor, that is very effective, is strong inhibition for the production of cytokines relating to cytokine storms. And as you know, cytokine storm is one of the biggest contributor to deaths in the COVID-19 diseases. And we use this one to testing whether this one can stop AIDS, which is acute respiratory distress syndrome. And we tested 96 patients in the US and 400 patients. What we're trying to do here is to see which this molecule can help which stage of the patient. These patients are hospitalized patient, and we want to see if they can help the patient at which category, let's say category 4, category 5, or category 6. If we see any indication or trend that helps a certain severe category, like a category 5 now changed to category 6. If we can see this activity in the category 6 now, that will be very interesting, because that's the category of a patient in the hospital ready to get on the oxygen, ventilators and intubated. This is the patient population needed drug to help them, but there is no drugs right now at this moment. And I believe if we can fill in that void space, that will be a very big market opportunity. Meanwhile, the key is for us to saving life and to get people out of the hospital quick. So that's the one we're working on. And then we have, of course it works.
Henry, real quick. It looks like we got the slides up here. What slide are you on?
Go forward. Go forward. Yes.
This one is
before that. Yes, here, beautiful. Yes,
number 13. I think it was slide 13.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Cool.
We'll stay here.
Great.
All right. So what we're doing here is with the drug abivertinib and the BTK inhibitor, that's going to help us to see. Do we have a positive signals? If they have a positive signal right now with the patient population so large right now, we can get the pivotal trial started and get the pivotal trials, demonstrate whether this drug can save life. For the patients already in the ICU. We have drugs called mesenchymal stromal cells derived from adipose cells. And this drug's already demonstrated in the phase 1 trials, 10 out of patients out of hospital. Basically, we're preventing them entering into a deathbed. So 10 out of 10 patients, 100% saving life right now here. So we are into phase 2 right now with 100 patients in Brazil, and we're going to be in hundreds of patients in the United States as well. That will be a potentially saving life, and this is the key for us to saving life. As you see, our strategy is to detect early, treat timely. One of the tools we have is a COVID stick rapid antigen detection. In a few minutes, you're going to see whether you're positive, and you wait for 15 minutes, we can, show you're negative with the infection in your nose swab. So right now we are already EUA approved in Mexico. We have 1 million tests already in Mexico, and going to be a 10 million shipped into Mexico. So this is potentially a very, very big commercialization opportunity in Mexico. And we also can get into Latin America. We are talking, gonna be any moment right now, get an EUA approved from Brazil. And we have applied the WHO on the reviewing of our product. And we applied already in EUA in Canada. Hopefully, within a month, we're going to get the EUA approval there, and a very big market opportunity. In the U.S., we have very close communication with the FDA. We have, I believe, we're going to be almost there with our application, and hopefully can be responded to with a EUA approval. As you know, last year, the Trump administration bought 150 million tests from Abbott for bionics. And that test, is price is $5 this year. Biden's administration bought $750 million worth of tests from different entities. Each is ranging from $11 to $13. And Abbott at this time only supplying about 3.8 million tests, bionics, for close to $13. So huge demand, huge shortage, and I will hope the timing is right for us to get the product on the market. We did the comparative analysis of COVID sticks against the PenBio, which is equivalent of the bionics in the U.S. PenBio is the leading brand in the worldwide from Abbott, and we believe we did the all-comer testing with our COVID stick versus PenBio. And they are about a sensitivity-wise is a 62%, which is a flip a coin. We have the COVID stick sensitivity is 82%. That means very accurate testing to predict whether you have infection or not. This is the way to open up the society and the schools, all these. And with the detection, you have the infection. We have a solution here provided as COVID drops. Recently, as you know, Florida starting using Regeneron's neutralizing antibody. It's a huge demand. In a very short couple of weeks, they have 60,000 patients infused with Regeneron. Now, suddenly there's a shortage of the neutralizing antibody, and Biden's administration's right now rationing the supply of Regeneron through different states. So there is a huge shortage. All of the different states government is talking to us right now. They want the neutralizing antibody, and they want to help us to get the test done quickly. And we're talking about there's a daily about a few thousand patients being infused with Regeneron or other neutralizing antibody. So with the state collaboration, we can get a few thousand patient clinical trials done very, very quickly with the COVID jobs. That's our hope. We're working very diligently with different states right now, government. And with this, our goal is to detect quickly. So if you have a COVID stick, detect you have infection. And if you're positive, you immediately apply the COVID jobs. Now, the one of the advantage of a COVID jobs is that the quantity. The reason for a large quantity infusion in the hospital setting with a Regeneron antibody is because they need a large quantity, because the antibodies through IV infusion, it has difficult time to get it through the lung, very low quantity getting in the lung. But, the majority COVID-19 virus infection is happening through the nose, gets into the deep lung. And our COVID drops was few drops in the nose that preventing the upper respiratory infection, block the viral replication. That's most effective way to preventing virus getting into deep lung or getting into some other organ. So with that COVID drops, we believe that drug is going to be a very minute quantity. So we're talking about the 1/50th or 1% of the quantity, 1 to 2% of the quantity of Regeneron using. So we don't require hospitalization. And with the COVID drops, if we can demonstrate it's effective, and we already demonstrate safety, finished phase 1, we should be able to apply for EUA approved, and that will be helping tremendously. Now, that also solves the supply issue, because we can use this drug 50 times each round manufacturing. We can provide 50 times more the drugs to treating patient with just getting infected, while the non-symptomatic preventing them to develop symptom, or is not hospitalized, we can preventing them getting into hospital, jam up the system. So we're very excited working with the different states to get the trials done. Hopefully we can supply the potential solution to treating patient. So that's we believe that's very big market opportunity. With this one, we believe that last quarter, Regeneron has about a $2 to $3 billion on their neutralizing antibody, and this quarter they just got a $2.9 billion order from the federal government. And it was the COVID job. If we can demonstrate the efficacy, we're going to be able to supply multi-billion dollars worth of a product very short term. With this said, we believe that we have a very strong, potent antibody, and we have antibody that works on all variants, and including the Delta, the South African version, and the Brazilian version, or some other theoretically emerging variants. So we're working diligently, having these one as a combo product, potentially as a COVID shields for treating the patient. Now, our strategy, detect early, treat timely, and with the detection COVID stick, we are commercializing in Mexico, and you will see us sponsor certain major sports events, and you will see us with the tent and the people, screening with a COVID stick, and they can get into the events. And hopefully one day all the school kids going to using this one to detect the infection, so they're preventing them getting into school, infecting other kids, and bring the infection home. And if you test positive, COVID job is your way to do a few jobs, prevent you from develop the disease, and hopefully not get into the hospital. But if you're already in hospital, we have potentially oral pill preventing you to develop into severe cases. If you're already in the severe case, and we have mesenchymal stromal cells, which is one infusion based that can help you get out of the ICU or hospital altogether and saving life. With this said, we have multiple products that one FDA approved, and multiple of them already phase 3 done. And one of the non-opium pain management drug, we believe it's going to be potentially a $10 billion peak sales now. Used to be, we believe, it's $5 billion. However, with the shortage of the drugs for lower back, bulge, discus, we have this SP102 fully enrolled 400 patient treatment, and we have a fast track. Hopefully we get the approval from the FDA. We can starting to build revenue. And with this drug alone, peak sales about a $10 billion, we think we can build a major biopharmaceutical company with all the extensive pipeline we have. We're very bullish, and hopefully rewarding our long-term investor and our stakeholders handsomely. As you see, last year, Moderna's is about a $5 billion market cap. This year's right now, as of today, 150. Sometimes they get 200, close to Merck's market cap, which Merck is 100 million years old company. So time is right for Sorrento, and we believe we can pull something like a Moderna. Could be very interesting. However, we're more interested in saving life, improve living, and with our medicine innovative pipelines, look like a big pharmas. We one day we're going to be like David and beating the Goliath. Thank you very much.
That was a lot of good stuff, Henry. Our chat was going crazy. They are extremely excited to get more information on Sorrento.
Sure.
So really appreciate you having here. I have a few questions, if you don't mind, from the audience. The audience had like way too many questions. We're not going to be able to get to them all, but I'll try to pick out a couple of good ones here. So we have Alex, who has clearly been following you and Sorrento for some time. And Alex asked, do you still stand behind a comment that the company could be in the $100 billion market cap range over the next few years? Are you still feeling confident in that?
My goal is to build a company 200 to 400 billion. And we think with the trajectory that the Moderna has from 5 billion to 180 billions, anything's doable. We have the pipeline, we're a much bigger pipeline. And meanwhile, we're doing the vaccination and multivalent, and our animal testing shows our multivalent strategy works much better than the current Washington or Wuhan-based vaccine. So that vaccine alone, if we develop it in Mexico, which we believe are going to be able to testing 50,000 people very quickly, if we get that, we potentially can come in here, see superiority as a universal booster for anybody take a Moderna, Pfizer's or J&J's. That could be a huge market, especially for developing country like Latin America, other places, not North America, with no co-chance. Beautiful.
Do you have any projections for the Mexican market specifically?
You know, they have about 150 million people. Just imagine, you just do $10 a shot, 300 million a shot, that's a 300 million times 10. You can calculate the number.
I like it, Henry. And then we had a lot of audience members asking about the ANP deal. Do you have any updates for us? I think that was announced earlier in 2021. Do you have any updates for us on that deal?
You have to watch it. And I don't have the update at this moment right now for you.
I like it. A little tease. That's fine. You're keeping people tuned in. And maybe just a couple more here. Had a couple more good questions. Any updates on your trials in the UK or your trial in the UK? Yeah,
so we have a COVID jobs right now in UK going well. But with the current interest from a different state on a neutralizing antibody, we believe we can get several states. Each state can do a 3,000, 5,000 patient very quickly. Because right now, daily infusion in Florida alone is 2,000. And adding, they have 60,000 infusion already done. And we can get a 5,000 in Florida going, a few thousand in some other states going. We can get the trials done very quickly.
Gotcha. Okay. And let's do one more quick one here. An audience member asked, what's going on with Smart Farm and the DARPA grant that Sorrento just recently received?
Yeah, so we are actually, according to plan, we are working very diligent with DARPA, and everything moving forward very nicely.
Gotcha, Henry. That was kind of the couple of highlights. Look, the audience keeping you honest. Those were a lot of good questions, right, Henry?
Yeah, appreciate it. And we're working very diligently to make sure reward our long-term stakeholders.
Very good to hear, Sarah. I know our audience likes to hear that. Henry G., CEO of Sorrento Therapeutics. It's ticker SRNE. Thank you so much for joining us, Henry.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you very much.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.